presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Black Hawk. We are Rodriguez.
It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium for the final game of the three-game series with Arizona, and it's the so-called rubber game. Dodgers winning Friday night, and then, of course, the Diamondbacks winning that tough one 1-0 yesterday afternoon. Today, it'll be Ian Kennedy. He's a local boy on the mound for Arizona. He's from Huntington Beach, and Kennedy will draw the veteran Ted Lilly as his opposing pitcher. Lilly is 3-3. Kennedy is 3-1. Dodgers then will settle in and await the arrival of the Milwaukee Brewers. They'll be here Monday and Tuesday nights, and then the homestand is capped Wednesday and Thursday nights with the San Francisco Giants. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this.
Celebrate your birthday this year at San Manuel Indian Bingo and Casino and receive a special birthday package. Visit sanmanuel.com for details. You must be 21 to enter the casino.
Beautiful day at the Ravine. As Tommy Lasorda calls it, my blue heaven. Final game between Arizona and Los Angeles. Jim Watson, Steve Lyons in center field. The Dodgers 2 games under 500 right now, chasing San Francisco in the National League West. Today we have a hard-throwing right-hander in Ian Kennedy, who hails from Orange County, La Quinta High School. And of course, the crafty lefty going for the Dodgers, Ted Lilly. It's our Hyundai Keys to the Game.
From Torrance, California as well, Ted Lilly is really trying to string together the same thing that some of the other starting pitchers have done for the Dodgers lately. Billingsley's been consistent. Kershaw, the same thing. Corona, Lilly, and Garland are chomping at the bit to get their chance to string some wins together. It's not going to be easy up against Ian Kennedy today. He has been the best pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he's pitched way better than the numbers say. He's had 3 straight no decisions, and he's pitched his tail off in those 3 straight. He is the guy that they thought they were getting from the Yankees when they made that 3-team deal with the Detroit Tigers.
Yesterday, Billingsley and Jansen held Arizona to 1 hit. It came in the second inning. It was the only hit of the game. It was the only run of the game. Dodgers had 4 hits yesterday. By the way, Ethier, 37 games straight on base. Duke Snyder has the record. It's still about 21 games in front of him. Enjoy it. We'll see you after.
Hyundai, introducing the Hyundai Assurance Trade-in Value Guarantee. See your Hyundai dealer for details. By 76 Gasoline, we're on the driver's side. By CarMax, now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Sunday to you, wherever you may be. Dodgers in Arizona here at Dodger Stadium under what had been kind of a fractured sky. A lot of puffy white clouds with a lot of blue peeking out. Now most of those clouds have gone back towards the hills, and up above Dodger Stadium, a canopy of blue. Good sunshine, very temperature, and a very pleasant prospect of a great day in the ballpark. The clouds are back there. Whether they will eventually cause us some trouble, maybe later on this week. I think the weatherman talking about sprinkles, but it looks like we're in for a fine afternoon. As for the Dodgers, they're not quite sure. Not after getting a one-hitter from their own pitcher and losing, and that in itself was rather remarkable. Of course, the Dodgers have been involved in a couple of very exciting one-hitters. You may or may not remember in 1965 when Sandy Koufax pitched his perfect game against the Chicago Cubs. His opposition, left-hander Bob Hendley, pitched and allowed 1 hit and 1 walk and lost the game. But the Dodgers also were involved in a couple of one-hitters against the Cubs, besides the one of Sandy Koufax. On the 15th of May, this would be an anniversary. We'll have to tell Chad Billingsley about it. Dick Ellsworth had a no-hitter and a 1-0 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning against the Dodgers. And pinch hitter Al Ferrara hit a 3-run home run, and the Dodgers won the game 3-1. And of course, the old-timers, or even those who are historians, would always remember the 1947 World Series. It was the Dodgers and the Yankees. They were playing in Ebbets Field, and Bill Bevins of the Yankees was pitching a no-hitter into the 9th inning. Cookie Lavagetto had a pinch hit double to drive in 2, and the Dodgers won that one. Now let's take a look at Kirk Gibson's lineup. It'll be Chris Young leading off in center field, Kelly Johnson at second base, and Justin Upton in right field. Then Stephen Drew at short, Xavier Nady at first, Ryan Roberts at third, Miguel Montero the catcher, Gerardo Parra in left field, Ian Kennedy on the mound, and making his first pitch of the day, Lilly delivers, and it's foul back out of play. 0-1 the count to Chris Young. For Ted Lilly, he enters the game with a record of 3-3, 1-1 against Arizona last year, and 3-4 lifetime. Lilly's last time out, he evened his record with a victory over the Pirates. Ted ready and comes back. Hard ground ball to third, knocked down by Castro. Juan makes the play, and we have one away here in the first inning as Juan Castro returns and plays third base. A chance for Juan Uribe to take a day off. So one away, and the batter now, the left-hand hitting Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson checking in, struggling at 184. He has 4 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Lilly into that big windup, drops it a little low on the corner for a strike, and the count 0-1. Johnson has had a lot of success against Lilly, 6 for 11. That would be a .545 batting average. Holds up on a curveball that drops at his feet, and the count 1-1 strike. So one away, first inning, no score. Both teams have certainly been involved in their share of one-run games. The 1-1 pitch inside ball 2. Arizona has been involved in 14 one-run games. Kirk Gibson is 4-0 and 1 runners at home, 3-7 on the road. Meanwhile, Johnson skies one into shallow left field. Coming in is Tony Gwynn on the dead run and winds up making a sliding catch for the out. Jamie Carroll went out, and actually Gwynn had to come almost all the way to where the shortstop normally handles it. So perhaps with that bright canopy, Carroll was having trouble, and Gwynn came as hard as he could and made the catch. 2 down in the first inning, and now the right-hand hitting Justin Upton coming up. Tony Gwynn making another big play defensively in left field. Lilly into the windup. Upton, the right-hand hitter, batting .247, and takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Upton has struggled in the past, 2 for 10 against Lilly. Strike 1 pitch on the way, waved at and missed. Bad ball way off the plate, and the count 0-2. That reminds us, Arizona has had 25 batters strike out in the 2 games, 15 in game 1, and then 10 yesterday. Kershaw, of course, on his way with that great game Friday night. The next one, a line drive, one-handed by Castro. So the Dodgers throw their gloves at Arizona, and it turns out to be a 1-2-3 inning. And at the end of half an inning, D-backs nothing, Dodgers coming up. of the first inning, no score. Here are the Dodgers playing today. Jamie Carroll and Aaron Miles, Ethier, Kemp, and Loney. Then Deanna Navarro behind the plate. Juan Castro at third, Tony Gwynn in left field, and Ted Lilly on the mound. On the mound for Arizona is a local boy, Ian Kennedy, from Huntington Beach. He was a first-round pick by the Yankees out of USC. When he was at La Quinta High School, he had a teammate, Ian Stewart, who's now with the Rockies. And Kennedy, who works the corners very well, facing a fellow who rarely, if ever, swings at the first pitch, and that's Jamie Carroll, who looks, of course, at a strike. Carroll almost never swings at the first pitch, maybe 3% of the time, though far and away the lowest percentage in the major leagues. Now the strike one pitch on the way. Jamie swings and fouls it off. Behind the plate for Arizona is Miguel Montero, and Montero is the other way around. He is second in the National League, swinging at 42% of the first pitch he sees. So you certainly have the long and the short of it there with Jamie Carroll and Miguel Montero. Now the strike two pitch on the way. A flare into right field, drops for a base hit. But Jamie Carroll hits an 0-2 pitch closer to the handles and dunks it into right field. And the Dodgers have a base runner immediately, and the batter will be Aaron Miles. Couple of notes on Ian Kennedy, among other things. He has to be careful with wild pitches. He comes into the game with 4. That would be number 1 in the league. So Kennedy, an even 6, 195. He'll be 27 the middle of December. Throws over to first, and Jamie dives back to the bag. So we're in the bottom of the first inning, no score. Dodgers made a personnel move. They put reliever Blake Hawksworth on the 15-day DL, and they brought up Javi Guerra from Chattanooga. And the pitch swung out at the plate, foul back, and the count 0-1. Aaron Miles, of course, a threat to bunt many, many times. Couldn't get one down yesterday, hitting .275. In looking at the Dodgers' work against Ian Kennedy, Miles had never faced him. Carroll had never faced him. On deck, Andre Ethier, 1 for 3. So the right-hander out of a stretch, checks, turns, throws to first. Carroll diving back on the bag. For Jamie Carroll, not a threat to steal that much, but he is 3 for 3. But Kennedy, I'm sure, worrying about the possibility of hit and run. So Carroll off the bag, held on by Nady. Ryan Roberts, a third baseman, and on the grass, and swinging late. Miles fouls it back into the screen. 0-2 the count. 64 degrees, the weatherman says, and we have a light breeze blowing from left to right. But it is a glorious Sunday afternoon here in Southern California, and especially here at Dodger Stadium. Ian Kennedy, you can bet with family and friends taking in the ball game. Ian set, ready, and deals, and it's slapped the other way into left field for a base hit. And so that's bad pitching, and I'm sure Ian Kennedy is extremely aware of it. He had Carroll no balls and 2 strikes, and Carroll single to right. He has Miles no balls and 2 strikes, and Miles singles to left. Boy, in the old days, you would be fine giving up base hits or home runs on a no ball 2 strike count, and Ian has done it with back-to-back hitters. So now here is Andre Ethier, who has reached base hit, hit by pitch or walk, 37 straight games. Out of his stretch is Kennedy. The pitch to Andre is taken low and away, ball 1, 1-0. So Kennedy, who lost 2 hitters 0-2, decides to try his luck behind in the count. Ethier 2 behind Billy Grabarkowitz. We're extending the streak to 39, so he's taking a shot at 38 today. The 1-0 pitch on the way is taken off the plate, ball 2. So Kennedy falls behind 2-0 to Andre Ethier. Kennedy comes in third in the league in the so-called quality starts. He's been pitching very well. Now the 2-0 pitch on the way, and that swung on and fouled outside of first down the line. 2-1 the count. Just thinking it was last May, Chad Billingsley, who lost that one hitter yesterday. Chad Billingsley faced Arizona the end of May last year. The first 8 batters, 3 of the 8 hit home runs against him. He was down 4-0, and the Dodgers still rallied to get him a win. So you take the bad with the good. 2-1 the count. The pitch deep here is taken low. Ball 3. Waiting on deck, Matt Kemp. 3-0. Left-hand hitters against Kennedy have improved from last year. Last year they hit 218 against him. So far this year, it's closer to 250. The 3-1 pitch to Ethier. Kennedy delivers, foul back to the screen. Went after him with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Kennedy has done pretty well normally, coming in here with a 3-1 record and an earned run average of 3. His strikeout to walk ratio is 3-1. 3-2 pitch. Runners go. Missed at the plate. High throw to third. The tag is missed. Miguel Montero almost threw it into left field. If he makes a good throw, the D-backs get a double play. And it was a great leaping one-hand catch by Ryan Roberts. Otherwise, that thing is into the outfield. So the Dodgers get away after Ethier strikes out, pulling off the double steal. The second and third now with 1 out. First base open, and Matt Kemp the batter. Well, the last time Matt Kemp checked into the batter's box here at Dodger Stadium was in the 9th inning yesterday, with runners at first and second, and he hit into that game-ending double play. This time he has 1 out and runners at second and third, and Matt fouls it back, and the count 0-1. So Ian Kennedy in a first inning jam, allowing hits to the first 2 batters on no ball 2 strike counts. 0-1 the count to Matt. James Loney on deck. No score, just starting on a beautiful day. Here's the strike 1 pitch on the way. Kennedy set and deals. Fastball in there. Though he has that dreaded count for him. No balls and 2 strikes. So Kennedy, a long look into Montero. Carroll down the line from third, Miles away from second. And the strike 2 pitch coming up. Kennedy ready and deals inside, moving Kemp off the plate. 1-2 the count. We told you Kennedy 3-1 strikeouts to walks. Now it's 46 strikeouts, including Ethier, and 15 walks. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kennedy out of a stretch. Young right-hander ready and comes back, and it's fouled away by Matt. Still 1-2. Kennedy is indeed, so they tell me, an in-and-out pitcher, not as far as success and failure, but on working the entire part of the plate. 1-2 to Matt Kemp. Carroll walking down the line from third. Miles at second, 1 away. Kemp waiting. Kennedy said, here he comes, and the fastball is just outside. So he was in on consecutive pitches, tried to go away, and they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kennedy looks down the barrel to get a sign. He was a 9-game winner last year. Right-hander ready. And the 2-2 pitch to Matt Kemp is inside, ball 3. Though he has done exactly what you would expect. He's worked the corners in and out, and he's gone all the way. Now the question is, what do you do 3-2? You do have first base open. Matt Kemp against Kennedy is 1 for 3, and that one was a home run. So 3-2 the count. Kennedy out of a stretch, a look at the runners, and the pitch is down and away, ball 4. So first inning problems for Ian Kennedy,
First baseman,
and it'll bring up a somewhat rejuvenated James Loney. Loney has certainly perked up a bit with the bat after all of the struggles in the world, it seemed like, the first part of this young year. He appears to be getting on track and hitting .229. However, in the 12 games in the month of May, he's hitting .282. So Loney with the bases loaded, 1 out. He has that 1 grand slam in his career. He hit it in Colorado. Out of his stretch goes Kennedy. Loney hits a high pop fly, shallow center. Coming in, calling is Young, and the runners must hold. I was a little surprised Stephen Drew would go so far out there, because it might have been a play at the plate. And if Drew makes the catch, you bet Carroll's coming. But Drew finally was hollowed off, and Young, coming under a full head of steam, made the catch, and that made the throw to the plate that much easier. So the bases remain loaded on a little fly ball to center, and the batter now, Deanna Navarro. Navarro yesterday had a big at-bat as a pinch hitter with a runner at third and struck out. So Deanna hitting .231, 1 home run, 1 RBI. Out of his stretch is Kennedy, and the first pitch is in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Navarro has 2 grand slams in his career. 4 years ago, he had a grand slam against the Yankees. No balls and 1 strike to count. Switch hitting catcher, batting left-handed, takes off the plate, and a 1-1 count. So Carroll hit an 0-2 pitch into right field for a base hit. Miles hit an 0-2 pitch into left field for a base hit. They had the double steal as Ethius struck out. Kemp walked on a 3-2 pitch. Loney swung at the first pitch, popped it up. Navarro hits one foul off third. That will go back into the chairs, and the count 1-2. Now Miguel Montero out to talk to Kennedy for a moment. Kennedy was with the Yankees on a pennant-winning team in 2007. However, with the Yankees having pitched 3 starts, they left him off their postseason roster. He had a minor back injury. Interesting, too, about Ian, he set his wedding date for October the 6th, 2007. And Joe Torre was then the Yankee manager, saying, well, I sure hope Ian's wife is understanding, because that might very well have been a playoff day. It wasn't. They were married, and then they rejoined the team. The 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed, and down goes Navarro. So it took him a while, but Kennedy gets out of the jam. 2 strikeouts, 3 left, and at the end of an inning, no score. 4 pitches, struck out 2, gave up 2 singles and a walk, and got out of it unscathed. So we go to the second inning, no score in the ball game, and it will be Drew followed by Nady and then Roberts. Lilly into the windup. Ted ready and delivers and works the first one low and inside. Ball 1-0. Drew had a nightmare game Friday night. Struck out 3 times, fouled out, stranded runners, made an error, and then yesterday doubled and scored the only run in the game. It was Drew on the pickoff play. No one covered, and Steven eventually scored the only run. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Lilly delivers and drops that one low. Ball 3. Drew hitting .276, 2 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Now the 3-0 pitch on the way, and that's a breaking ball strike. By the way, Dodgers leaving the bases loaded in the first inning. Ethier and Kemp have done well with runners in scoring position, but not the rest of the team at all. 3-1 pitch is swung on and fouled away, so we have a moment. Ethier and Kemp combined are hitting .393 with runners in scoring position. All of the other Dodgers, who shall remain nameless, collectively are hitting .166. 3-2 pitch to Steven Drew. Lilly ready, delivers, and that's a foul ball down the left field line, carrying back into the stands. So stream through the count with Drew, Nady, Robertson, if anybody gets on, Montero. Steven Drew and Ted Lilly. Drew is just 2 for 10. Ted into the windup. 3-2 pitch, and that's a breaking ball inside. Ball 4. So Drew takes the walk. Introducing the Dodgers ultimate giveaway plan. 8 games, 10 giveaways. You get 6 bobbleheads, Dodgers sports bag, beach towel, Fernando fleece blanket, popular purple and gold LA cap. Starts at $12 a seat. For more information, give us a call, 323-224-1365, or go to Dodgers.com/mini-plan. Here's Xavier Nady, right-hand batter, and he takes high. Ball 1, 1-0. Nady in the past has given Lilly some trouble. 3 for 11, including a home run. So the boy from the lettuce capital of the world. Salinas throw to first, not in time. Drew back on the bag. Take a look at the combination. Steven Drew has stolen 1 base and been caught twice. Nady has struck out 10 times and walked 5. But the big number, Nady has grounded into 4 double plays. So if you're the other manager, you're thinking, okay, they might try to put a hit and run play on here. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Lilly delivers, and Nady drives one to left, heading for the stands and gone. Home run for Xavier Nady, and just like that, Arizona is on the board, leading 2-0. For Xavier Nady, that would be his first home run of the year, and it gives him 10 runs batted in. So you can do all the managing in the dugout you want. Do you think they're going to play hit and run? Do you think we ought to pitch out? 1 pitch later, there's no decision to make. It's 2-0 Arizona. And now here is Ryan Roberts. So Nady, the boy from Cal Berkeley, reaches the pavilion. And now the batter, Ryan Roberts, takes ball 1. 1-0 the count to Roberts. Ryan is from Fort Worth, Texas. He went to the University of Texas. Nady getting 5s in the dugout, and there's another fly ball to left field and deep. Back goes Wynn to the track at the stands. Gone. Home run for Roberts. Back-to-back home runs, and Arizona leads 3-0. For Ted Lilly, he is now allowed 8 home runs. So Nady hits one with a man aboard. Roberts follows with a home run. For Roberts, his 7th home run. That would tie him on the club with Justin Upton. Chris Young leads Arizona with 8. So one reached the pavilion, the other just clears the fence into the bullpen, and it's 3-0 Arizona. Now Miguel Montero takes a strike. So back-to-back home runs against Ted Lilly. Into the windup goes Ted, back with a breaking ball, and it hits Montero. And that certainly is not what you'd call a purposeful pitch. He certainly wasn't trying to intimidate him. Big, slow curveball, and it just got him on the right shoulder. So Montero is hit by a pitch. Now, had Lilly thrown a fastball up and in and knocked Montero's down, then I'm sure the young umpire, Manny Gonzalez, would have been forced to issue a warning. But not on a big, slow rainbow curveball. So Lilly, who has now allowed 266 home runs in his career, burned twice today. And here's Gerardo Parra. And Parra shows bunt, dumps it to third. Castro, bare hand pickup, throw, too late. A very good play by Parra. Castro just being called up. Normally you see Juan playing second and short, and they test him with the bunt, and he can't quite make it. Oh, he made the play okay, but Parra, a left-handed batter, was able to beat it out. So in the inning, no one out. You started off with a walk, then back-to-back home runs, then a hit batter and a bunt single. So first and second, nobody out, and certainly everybody in the ballpark is looking for Ian Kennedy to bunt. He has 2 sacrifices this year, and you have Chris Young on deck. The pitch is made, the bunt is down, the play has to go to first. So right now, the Diamondbacks have second and third with 1 out, and the top of the order coming up. Nice play by Ian Kennedy to make the third baseman make the play.
Chris Young.
And the batter, Chris Young, who grounded out in the first inning. First base open. Young, victim of the strikeout. He has struck out 36 times. Kelly Johnson, the second baseman behind him, has struck out 45 times. So Ted Lilly down 3-0, and with runs certainly at a premium for the Dodgers. 3 runs might not seem much to other teams, but it's a lot for the Dodgers. So Lilly turns and looks at second. No play, no one covering, no chance for a throw. So Drew walked, Nady homered, Roberts homers, Montero hit by a pitch, Parra bunts for a single. Kennedy moves them up with the sacrifice. And the pitch now to Chris Young. And the right-hand hitter almost got hit. It was blocked by Navarro, and the runners have to hold. That came awfully close to loading him up. So Ted Lilly, who has hit 1, came very close to hitting another. 1 ball and no strikes. Diamondbacks at second and third, 1 away. Chris Young hitting .222. He has 8 home runs. He leads the club. 22 runs batted in. 1 ball and no strikes. Young 5 for 15 coming into the game against Lilly with a home run. Chris waiting. Lilly very deliberate. The left-handed delivers and crowds him at the ribs. 2 balls and no strikes. So Ted trying to keep the ball in on Young, almost hit him down around the knees, now inside up around the ribs, and a 2 ball no strike count. First base open. Lilly again very slow and deliberate, back with a pitch. It's hit in the air to left field, moving over his Gwynn for the catch, tagging up and digging for the plate, and scoring is Montero. So Young hits the ball hard enough on the line to Gwynn to pick up the run. And the Diamondbacks are now out in front 4-0. 23 RBIs for Young. Now Kelly Johnson. Kelly Johnson robbed of a hit, pop fly to shallow left, and a great sliding catch by Gwynn. So 2 out, a runner at second, 4 runs in. And Ted Lilly ready and delivers and works it in for a high strike, and the count 0-1. 4 runs, 3 hits for the D-backs, no runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers, who left the bases loaded in the first inning. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Ted ready, deals way off the plate, one-handed by Navarro. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly Johnson hitting just 183. Normally a much better hitter than that. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Kelly flares it foul off third, back into the stands, and the count 1-2. Kelly Johnson, who made a great impression when he was with Atlanta. Bobby Cox thought the world of him. Even though he went something like 1 for 30, Bobby felt that Kelly was just really hitting in tough luck and swinging the bat very well. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Lilly's big pitch is up and in. 2-2 the count. It looked more like he was trying to throw a big overhand curveball, and nothing much happened. Almost without the break, that slow pitch that hit Montero. All right, the 2-2 pitch on the way to Kelly Johnson. Lilly delivers, and it is in there. Strike 3 call. For the 46th time this year already, Kelly Johnson strikes out, but the D-backs get 4. And at the end of an inning and a half, 4-0 Arizona. Four to nothing Arizona as we go to the bottom of the second inning. Home runs by Nady and Ryan Roberts really got them started. And the first pitch is a little low, ball 1 to Juan Castro. Talking about home runs, Jamie Moyer has the major league record. Jamie allowing 511 home runs. That would be 6 more than a Hall of Famer, Robin Roberts, who allowed 505. Put that in perspective, Lilly has allowed 266. 2-0 pitch on the way is taken on the corner, and the count 2-1. Ted Lilly got in a little trouble where Kennedy got in trouble, no balls and 2 strikes. Lilly gave up home runs on a 1-ball, no strike count. Castro, a fly ball to left field, backtracking a little his car, but still on the grass a good 20 feet from the track. And we have one away.
For the
And the
Dodgers,
batter
left
now
fielder,
will be
number
Tony
10,
Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn Jr.
For the Dodgers, when you look at the lineup, discounting Ethier and Kemp, there aren't very many home runs to pose as a threat. James Loney has one, and Navarro has one, but it does not look like a lineup that would generate a lot of runs. So that puts even more pressure on Lilly and the Dodgers down early, 4-0. The pitch to Tony Gwynn in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Kennedy leading 4-0. That makes him even tougher. Ian ready and comes back. Fastball just off the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ian is an even 6, 195-pounder. Came up to the Yankees 4 years ago. The 1-1 pitch is low, ball 2-1. I would imagine as a first-round pick by the Yankees, he signed a very sizable contract, and you're right on the money. The next pitch is in for a strike. I think that Ian got a bonus, I know, of over $2 million. So if you're a first-round pick, I think you'd like to be the first-round pick of the Yankees more than anybody else. 2-2 pitch, hit foul outside of third down the line. Two and two. Tony Gwynn with Ted Lilly on deck. Now Gwynn not quite ready, backs out for the moment. Ted waiting now, and the first pitch swung on, fouled away again. Lilly with the bat, who is waiting on deck, is 0 for 16. So he'll be following Gwynn. 2-2 the count. 1 out, second inning, 4-0 Diamondbacks. With Kennedy, you're going to get 4 pitches, a 4-seamer, a 2-seamer, curveball, and a change. The pitch to Gwynn is swung on and missed. That's the 3rd strikeout for Kennedy. And the batter will be Ted Lilly. So Lilly looking for his first hit of the year, 0 for 16. 2 out, bases empty, bottom of the second inning. Arizona leading 4-0. 2-run home run by Xavier Nady, solo home run by Robin Roberts, hit batter, bunt single, scoring fly ball. Put it all together and you get 4. 1-0 the count. Now the 1-0 pitch, and that's in at the knees. 1-1 the count to Ted. 0 for 17, but he has struck out only 4 times. So anytime you can hit the ball, you have a chance. 1-1 pitch is taken. That's a strike. 1-2. Kennedy back up on top, so he has picked up the pace a little bit from the first inning. And the 1-2 pitch is swung on and fouled away. The plate umpire today, Manny Gonzalez, recently called up. Been an umpire since 2002. Not only is he from Venezuela, he lives in Venezuela. Pitch lifted, foul off third, out of play. And I'm sure anyone who lives in Venezuela would find it a very difficult time. Manny, he's been a minor leaguer since 2002 and working the plate. The 1-2 pitch on the way. Lilly swings and misses. That'll be the 4th strikeout for Kennedy. Down go the Dodgers. And at the end of 2, 4-0 Arizona. Dodger Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Get the new Bourbon Barbecue Steak Grilled Sandwich at participating restaurants. And by your Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. We have reached the third inning. It's 4-0 in favor of the D-backs. Justin Upton takes an off-speed pitch high and away, ball one. 1-0 the count. That's one of the problems for Lilly behind in the count. He gave up the home runs on a 1-0 count. Ted Redding comes back and the pitch swung on, lifted foul off first and well out of play. 1-1. Tough sky. Just watching James Loney go over towards the box seats. He was fighting the glare all the way. Although we would appear to be ringed by heavy white clouds, directly overhead, bright blue. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Upton, the right-hand hitter, swings, loses his bat. That might have gotten a little bit of Leona Navarro. It certainly got a little bit of the plate umpire on his right leg. The Justin Upton wants to get some grip on his bat. Timeout. And the rosin bag or cloth, and they're going to use the cloth. Oh, that was a dangerous moment. A flying bat right around the home plate. 1-2 the count. Upton coming back up. He hit a line drive that was one-handed by Juan Castro in the first inning to take a hit away from him. We mentioned that the D-backs have been in 14 one-run games. Dodgers have been in 10. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Upton. Waves at a bad ball and strikes out. So Upton badly fooled. Down he goes, one away. You know, Memorial Day just around the corner. Why not enjoy the long-standing tradition of hot dogs at Dodger Stadium? Monday, May 30th for $1 Dodger Dog Day. That's right. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. $1 Dodger Dog Day. And the pitch to Stephen Drew. Wouldn't you know, he'd begin his name with a D. And he takes 1 ball and no strikes. So it's hard to pitch uphill all day, and that's what Lilly has done in the first 2 innings. The 1-0 pitch swung on, shot up the middle for a base hit. So Stephen Drew with the count his way, singles to center. He had walked in his previous
to the plate, first baseman number 22, Xavier Nady.
So the Diamondbacks, 4 runs, 4 hits. Dodgers, no runs, 2 hits. And here is Xavier Nady coming up. Part of Nady's family lives in Vero Beach, where the Dodgers used to train. His mom, sister, brother-in-law, they're all down there. Xavier, right-hand batter, and the first pitch off the plate. So there you go again. It is consistent. 1 ball and no strikes to all the hitters. Nady is a rare position player like Kelly Johnson. He not only had Tommy John surgery, he had it twice, 2001 and 2009. The 1-0 pitch on the way. And that is just off the plate. Nady started a lunge that counts his way, 2-0. And of course, Nady hit one in the seats in his first at bat, withdrew a board. So 1 out, 3rd inning, 4-0 Arizona. 2-0 to Nady, 6'2", 210, born in picturesque and beautiful Carmel, and moved over to the lettuce capital. 2-0. I'm not sure if this is true. I'm guessing, but that reminds me when the Dodgers had big Frank Howard here. Tell you in a moment. 2-0 the count to Nady. Lilly ready. Here he comes, and it is a strike. You know, we're talking about leaving beautiful Carmel for Salinas, and you wonder why would you make that move? I remember Frank Howard was getting married, and I said, "Where are you going to live?" And he said, "In Green Bay." I said, "Green Bay?" "Oh yeah," he said. You know, great police force, wonderful schools, and my wife is from there. Oh. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Nady takes another strike, and the count 2-2. 4-0 Arizona. The breeze has changed. It was blowing from left to right. It's turned around now to blow right to left. 2-2. 64 degrees at the start of the game. Now Lilly straightens up, looks over at Drew. High kick and back to the plate, and it's swung on and missed. So Nady rides the elevator. Home run, and then the next time up strikes out. Penthouse to the basement. That would be the third strikeout for Lilly, and the batter will be Ryan Roberts. With 2 out and Stephen Drew at first, you are certainly thinking about a stolen base, even though Drew only has 1, because Ted Lilly has been plagued in his career. He's given up 153 stolen bases. The left-hander ready and delivers high, ball 1, so there it is, 1-0. In fact, as far as success rate, base stealers against Lilly have an 81% success rate. Though we'll see what that means for Stephen Drew. Eric Young over there counseling him in between pitches. The 1-0 pitch on the way is taken high, ball 2. What happens with Lilly when you watch him, he does not have the so-called slide step. He raises his right leg. He doesn't drag the foot along the ground. So what he has to do is use a lot of twisting and turning of the upper torso, which of course might hurt his control. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way. Back he comes, and this time gets it in there, and the count 2-1. So Roberts, who hit one into the bullpen in the second inning, is checking now with Matt Williams. With 2 out and a 2-1 count, we'll see what that means about playing hit and run, whether they run Drew. Lilly again out of a stretch and decides to go to first just to let Drew know he's aware of him. In his career of allowing 153 stolen bases, Lilly has picked off 22, but he's balked 29 times. Big kick to the plate, the runner holding a throw down, and Drew back to the bag. 3-1 the count. So just amazing. Ted, a very intelligent, soft-spoken guy from Lomita and Fresno. But somewhere in that long career, going way back to 1996 and before that amateur ball, it's amazing they didn't teach him a good slide step and a good move to first. 3-1 pitch, swung on and fouled away, 3-2. So with a full count, Loney is going to tell Lilly as to whether he's going to be on the bag or not. And right now, Loney is on the bag. Drew with Eric Young whispering in his right ear, ready to be going. Ted works from the third base side of the rubber, the left-hander ready, and his 3-2 pitch, Drew goes late, and it's ball 4. So with all the twisting and turning trying to keep Drew at first, he loses the hitter, and the batter now is Miguel Montero. Montero, the other night, had that pop fly single into center field that drove in 2 runs. Miguel hitting .263. He has 4 home runs, 13 runs batted in, and with 2 out, the Diamondbacks threatening again. They lead 4-0. Lilly out of a stretch, checks the runners, Ted ready and delivers, and the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Following Montero, who was hit by that big slow curveball in the second inning, would be Gerardo Parra, who bunted for a base hit. 0-1. Lilly from a stretch, checks the runners, comes back to Montero, and does it hit him? Yes, it does. So trying to get it up and in, and Lilly hits Montero to load the bases. Ted is struggling out there. It looks like he is really fighting it, whether he's having trouble getting loose or whatever. He is in trouble again, second consecutive inning. He made 23 pitches in the second inning and he's laboring here in the third. And here's Parra, who bunted for a base hit in the second inning. So you have Drew, Roberts, and Montero out there, 2 down. D-backs lead 4-0, and this will be Ted Lilly's 20th pitch of the inning. Ted into the windup, and the left-hander ready and delivers, and the first pitch is high. So he has been behind, it seems like, every hitter. At least 1 ball, no strikes. Ted, who does not overpower, he really has to be a pitcher. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and this one is in for a high strike. 1-1 the count. Parra backs out. Sure not complimenting Manny Gonzalez, the plate umpire. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gerardo hitting .471 with the bases loaded, looking for his first grand slam. The 1-1 pitch on the way is poked in the air to Gwynn. Tony is there waiting and makes the catch for the out. So the Diamondbacks threaten but can't produce. They leave 3, and at the end of 2.5 innings, still 4-0 Arizona. Dodger Baseball on Prime Ticket is brought to you by El Pollo Loco. Try our delicious Baja-style fish tacos with classic Baja or spicy avocado sauce. Only at El Pollo Loco. By Corona. And by Time Warner Cable. Bottom of the third, 4-0 in favor of Arizona. And the Dodgers trying to get back in the game with Carroll, Miles, and Ethier. Carroll, as usual, took the first pitch, went 0-2, and then singled to right first at bat. He looks at a strike. That is so typical of Jamie. 0-1 the count. It has certainly paid off. He's hitting .319. And the last 7 games, hitting over .400. Now the strike 1 pitch, and that's taken, and he's in a hole. 0-2, but remember, the 2 hits in the first inning were on that count. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. Now Kennedy ready, in the strike 2 pitch, down and away in the dirt, backhanded by Montero. 1-2 the count. Don't forget, Milwaukee will be in here Monday and Tuesday night, and then the Giants Wednesday and Thursday nights. Sean Markham will pitch the first game, and Randy Wolf pitches the second. 2-2 the count now to Jamie Carroll. Milwaukee 4 games back of Cincinnati. They've won 2 in a row going into today's game. Now the 2-2 pitch fouled off. Though Carroll is still there, hacking away. 2-2 the count. Ian Kennedy came to Arizona in a blockbuster deal. Detroit center fielder Curtis Granderson went to the Yankees. The Tigers right-hander Edwin Jackson. The pitch inside for ball 3. Yankee right-hander Ian Kennedy went to Arizona. And then the Diamondback pitchers Max Scherzer, Daniel Schlereth, they went to the Yankees. Now the 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled away. So Carroll just trying to get aboard. Dodgers trying to get something started. They're 2 games under 500, and they begin the day with all their troubles. Only 3.5 games back of the Giants. Dodgers are 500 at home, 2 games under on the road, 1 under against the West. And a drive to left, and since power was overshifted, that'll roll all the way to the box seats. Carroll is to second, and he will hold there. So on a 3-2 count, Jamie Carroll doubles into the left field corner. So Jamie is now 2 for 2, and Miles, Ethier, and Kemp trying to pick him up. So Parra was way over into left center. I'm not sure if they didn't think Carroll would be able to pull him, or it was just a pitch in a bad location. So now here's Miles, who singled in the first inning on a no-ball 2-strike count. The left-hand hitter singled to left field. The corners are up. Miles likes to bunt. Out of a stretch is Kennedy, looks back at Carroll, full swing, and that's a base hit into right center. Over to back it off is Upman, with Carroll coming to the plate to score, and the Dodgers are on the scoreboard. D-backs lead 4-1. So the table setters do more than that. They put together 4 hits between them and the run. So 4 runs, 4 hits for the D-backs, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. And now for Ian Kennedy, the heavy work begins. He has Ethier, Kemp, and Loney. Ethier struck out in the first inning. Andre coming in was hitting .333 against Kennedy. He has a look at the first pitch, and that's low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. 4-1 Arizona. Bottom of the third. Kennedy again out of a stretch. Ian set. 1-0 pitch, and that's taken low. So he went all the way with Carroll, who doubled. Miles didn't hang around long with a base hit, and he's behind in the count. 2 balls and no strikes. Kennedy out of a stretch. The 2-0 pitch is taken low. Throw to first, not in time. We've mentioned it before. If you could maybe show that throw to first, I'm not sure if we can do it or not, but if we can, Montero's going to throw the ball down to Xavier Nady. Here it is. Watch Nady. Watch his glove. He's going to go by way of foul ground. In other words, going clockwise. Pitch in for a strike. And I remember 1,000 years ago, Branch Rickey saying you cannot tag the runner out if your glove is going in that direction. And I've never seen it not hold up. 2-1 the count. Now 3-1, and it swung on and missed. 3-2. Ethier struck out in the first inning. So with a full count, nobody out. Miles at first. D-backs lead 4-1. And here's the 3-2 pitch to Andre Ethier. There goes the runner, and the pitch is hit in the air to left center. Very playable. Right there is Chris Young to make the catch. Retreating to first is Miles, and we have 1 away. So Ethier trying to extend to his streak of getting on base 38 straight. So far 0 for 2 today. And now Matt Kemp will walk in the first inning. Remember, with first base open, they went 3-2 to Kemp and then walked him. So we'll see what they do with him now with 1 out. Miles at first, and the D-backs leading 4-1. James Loney on deck. Kennedy out of a stretch. Ian turns, fires to first, not in time. Miles at first base has not been involved in a stolen base. Kemp has grounded into 6 double plays. Now the next pitch to Matt, and that's low. Number 6, of course, popped up in the 9th inning yesterday. Matt batting .336. Kennedy staring into Montero. Now Ian is ready. The 1-0 pitch on the way, a check swing, and it's on the corner for a strike, and the count 1-1. Kennedy pitched a gem last time out. Wasn't involved in a 1-0 defeat at the Giants and the hands of Tim Lincecum. 1-1 pitch on the way, and it's a fastball swung on and missed. 1-2. In that game where Kennedy went toe-to-toe with Tim Lincecum, he went 8 innings, allowed 4 hits, no runs, struck out 8, and made 116 pitches. Ian straightens up, then throws to first. Miles diving back. Last year on the road, Kennedy was pushed around. He had an earned run average over 4. This year on the road, his earned run average is 1.8 coming into this one. Now the pitch to Kemp in the dirt. Nice save by Montero. 2-2 the count. Miguel Montero doing an excellent job digging out those pitches in the dirt. Reminded us Friday night watching Rod Barajas, who saved a good 4 runs early handling Kershaw's pitches in the dirt. 2-2 the count to Matt Kemp. Kennedy ready, and the 2-2 pitch swung on, fouled away. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. They count to Matt Kemp. 1 out, 1 in. D-backs 4, Dodgers 1, and we're only in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Kennedy again set. The 2-2 pitch. Miles holding, and it is swung on at the plate and missed. So down goes Kemp. 5 strikeouts for Kennedy, 2 out, and the battle will be James Loney. You know, you can take the Dodgers with you wherever you go this year. Subscribe to MLB.tv today. You can see every Dodger game live or on demand on your computer and favorite devices. Visit Dodgers.com to order. Get more details. MLB.tv. Baseball everywhere. Loney swung at the first pitch, fly to center in the first inning. First pitch now fouls it back. 0-1. 0-1 to James, hitting .228. He has a home run and 12 runs batted in. Kennedy set, ready, right-hander, right back, inside, almost got him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Kennedy has walked 1. That was Kemp in the first inning, and he has struck out 5, coming off an 8 strikeout game. As we mentioned earlier, his numbers are better than 3-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and Loney looks, and that's outside, ball 2. With 5 strikeouts today, Kennedy has 50 strikeouts and 16 walks, though better than 3-1. 2-1 the count to Loney. Kennedy set, ready, comes back. Loney fouls it away, and they count 2-2. Kennedy took a lot off that pitch. Of course, one of the things, he has a cutter, but he also has a changeup that he throws from just about the same arm angle and with the same rhythm. Well, that was a dandy of a pitch. 2-2 the count to James Loney. Johnson a foot out on the grass at second. There goes Miles, and the pitch fouled away. So with Johnson playing deep, we didn't have a chance to complete the sentence before Miles took off. But there was going to be a lot of pressure on Stephen Drew because there's no way Johnson could get to the bag with a left-hand hitter up. So Miles goes back. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Loney waiting with 2 out. 4-1 Arizona, and it's the bottom of the third. Kennedy set, ready. Ian delivers. Breaking ball, check swing, no swing, says third base umpire Brian Runge, and the count runs 3-2. A big breaking ball down at Loney's feet. A scrambling stop by Montero, who thought maybe it was strike 3. For Kennedy, he's not going to be around very long, as good a pitcher as he is, because he's making too many pitches. He has made 27 pitches already in the inning, 68 pitches in the game, and Loney grounds 1 foul. He had 24 pitches in the first inning. Dodgers loaded the bases and failed to score. Of course, if Kennedy can give them 6 or 7, one of the strengths of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and was on display yesterday, the bullpen. With the runner going, Loney fouls off another pitch. So this is a very tough inning for Ian Kennedy. Diamondbacks leading 4-1. Loney making it miserable for him, though this will be a 9-pitch at bat at least. James, who normally hits very well against Arizona, and the 3-2 pitch, Loney swings and misses, and down he goes. A 9-pitch at bat results in 6 strikeouts for Ian Kennedy, and it is 4-1 Arizona. Ticket is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. 4th inning, 4-1 in favor of the Diamondbacks. It'll be Ian Kennedy, followed by Chris Young, and then Kelly Johnson. Bad news on the scoreboard. And I'm not talking about bad news in baseball. The Giants at the Cubs postponed, rain in Chicago. That's a strike to Kennedy. Game in Detroit postponed on account of rain. Game in Cleveland postponed on account of rain. But the bad news has nothing to do with the baseball schedule. That's popped up. Miles going out looking for help. Matt Kemp is there. 1 away. The bad news is the fact that the Midwest receiving so much rain this year, all that water has wound up in the Mississippi. And it's going on down through, well, Louisiana right now, Arkansas, Mississippi, creating all kinds of havoc. That's the last thing they need is more rain. But somehow we ought to make a deal with the weatherman. If you're going to have rain, bring it to Texas, for crying out loud. The state is in a drought. Terrible. All right, here's Chris Young. Grounded out, had a scoring fly ball, 0 for 1. Kind of showed bunt, ball 1. One score we can tell you about: the Padres are leading the Rockies 5-2, top of the 7th. Matt Latos and Jason Hamill. That game's at Coors Field. 1-1 the count. High fly ball. Kemp is there. Wynn playing with it a little bit. 2 away. And the batter will be Kelly Johnson.
Batting next, second baseman Kelly Johnson.
Colorado, just looking it up, losing to San Diego at home. The Rockies are 500 at home and 3 games above on the road. The Giants are following the schedule that you would figure for a successful team. Giants are well above 500 at home, 10-5, and break even on the road. Johnson robbed of a hit by Gwynn and struck out. And hammers one, but pulls it foul down the line. 0-2. If you weren't with us earlier, Xavier Nady homered with Drew aboard in the second. The next man up, Ryan Roberts, homered, and they added yet another. The D-backs enjoyed a 4-run second inning. 0-2. Big curveball, and down he goes. So for Lilly, a 1-2-3 inning, which is badly needed, heading for the bottom of the 4th. 4-1 Arizona. Lovely Sunday afternoon. What player did the D-backs pick from the Dodgers back in the 1997 expansion draft? You have any idea? Well, think about it. We'll come up with the answer in a little while. Meanwhile, Ian Kennedy, who has worked awfully hard, and bunt fouled by Deona Navarro. 0-1 the count. Navarro, Castro, and Gwynn. You would expect little ball from that trio, and then Lilly. Oh, 2. Kennedy had a 24-pitch first inning, a 30-pitch third inning, and 17 in the second. So he made 71 pitches in 3 innings. There's no way you can hang around pitching that way. Popped in the air. It'll be the left side, Stephen Drew. One away. Boy, the big leaguers make it look pretty easy. That bright sky, towering pop flies or fly balls, a breeze blowing from left to right, and even those sunglasses and the bill of the cap and your glove to cast a little extra shade, it is murder. And yet they do it. And then when they do drop one, we're so accustomed to seeing them make the play, we're shocked. Castro flied to left in the second inning. Castro has had really a remarkable career. Let's face it, Juan would be the first to tell you he's had limited ability. He originally signed with the Dodgers 20 years ago. That's right. He'll be 39 in June. He's had a great career. Foul ball. Signing with the Dodgers, he finally made it in 95, stayed with the Dodgers up and down through 99, and then he had himself about 5 years with the Reds, 2 years with the Twins, at least 3 more years with the Reds. He also played ball for the Phillies, and he came to the Dodgers last year and again this year. Not much of a hitter. In fact, that's an understatement. He's never been much of a hitter, but oh, what a glove man. Remarkable. And that glove and his great hands and eye coordination have paid off defensively remarkably well. And you know what? It couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So with 2 out, here's Tony Gwynn. First ball swinging, foul ball, 0-1. Kennedy coming off an 8 strikeout game against the Giants, and he has 7 strikeouts. We're only in the 4th inning today. 4-1 Arizona. 0-2. Oh, 0-2 to Gwynn. Another foul ball. And of course, foul balls make that pitch count go up as well. Left-hand hitters are hitting a little bit better against him this year than last. However, right-hand hitters are really struggling. Right-hand batters coming into this game are only hitting 200 against Ian Kennedy. When he has 2 outs, the hitters are hitting $1.50. That's right, about 150. No balls and 2 strikes. Fastball got him inside corner. 8 strikeouts. So the Dodgers turned over by Ian Kennedy. Wow, what a 4 innings. And the D-backs lead 4-1. leading 4-1. Scored all 4 runs in the second inning. Got a boost. 2-run home run by Xavier Nady. Solo home run by Ryan Roberts. They added another run. In the third inning, Lilly was in a lot of trouble and escaped with the bases loaded, getting Gerardo Parra. Retired the side easily in the fourth, and now third time around, Upton, Drew, and Nady. Ball 1. And that has been the thing, and you can tell by his body language, Lilly is annoyed at himself. He's been 1 ball and no strikes on everybody except Nancy B. Heffley. 2-0. Ted has walked 2, hit a batter. Foul back. Of course, you see Ted Lilly show a little annoyance at himself. Inability to throw that first pitch for a strike. They have some idea what it's like for Hung Chi Kuo. 2-1. Ball 3. I remember Steve Blass with the Pittsburgh Pirates, but the biggest, because I was closest to it, was the Dodger pitcher Rex Barney. 3-2. Rex Barney was good enough to pitch a no-hitter in the rain at the Polo Grounds in New York against the Giants. He got to where he couldn't play catch. Do you ever try to play catch with a 4-year-old? Say, here, throw me the ball, and he throws it a mile away? Maybe it wasn't that bad for Rex Barney, but he could not throw a strike. Little pop fly, and Lilly is calling. 1 away. Okay, did you come up with the answer? If you did, you are a historian. What player did the D-backs pick from the Dodgers in the '97 expansion draft? And the answer, Kareem Garcia. Pretty good left-hand hitter. And then what happened? They traded Kareem Garcia to Detroit. And who did the D-backs get for him? Luis Gonzalez, one of the all-time stars for the Arizona Diamondbacks. 0-1 the count to Stephen Drew, who walked and singled 1 for 1. That's hit in the air. Here comes Kemp, but he can't get it, but on a hop. So Stephen Drew bidding for a perfect day, 2 singles and a walk. And the batter will be Xavier Nady. Nady, you may remember if you were with us in the second inning, we put the cold hard blast camera on him, and he had a hard blast into the bullpen. Then the next time up, Nady struck out. How good was Luis Gonzalez with Arizona? Well, they retired his number 20. And we did have the pleasure of his company when he came over to play with the Dodgers briefly at the twilight of his career. Terrific guy. So here is Nady with Drew at first, 1 out, 5th inning, 4-1 in favor of the D-backs. We had said at the start of the game, Diamondbacks had struck out 25 times in the first 2 games of the series, but it's the Dodgers striking out today. Kennedy has struck out 8 in 4 innings. 0-1. Almost got him. 1 ball and 1 strike. Four runs, 5 hits for the D-backs, 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. And there goes the runner on that windup. The throw by Navarro is not in time. That's that windup I mean, Lilly tries so hard, but it's so difficult for him to hold on a runner. 154 stolen bases against him. A better than 81% success rate. That is really a sizable handicap to overcome. 2-1 the count to Nady. And that's a strike. 2-2. We mentioned earlier, we were talking about home runs, Amy Moyer and Hall of Famer Robin Roberts. Robin Roberts' teammate on the 1950 Phillies was a very talented left-hander named Kurt Simmons. He was very good. Naturally, Roberts was the star, but Kurt was a very good pitcher without any move to first base. And that's on the corner. So Nady, after hitting a 2-run home run, has struck out twice. And the batter will be Ryan Roberts.
Third baseman number 14, Ryan Roberts.
Ryan Roberts homered and walked. 4-1 in favor of Arizona. 5th inning, 2 out. Now Lilly is ready. And ball 1. If you had any money, we're in the 5th inning. A lot of batters. The 1 ball, no strike count, it might as well be painted on the scoreboard today. And you can really understand Ted's frustration. Cannot get that first pitch in there. That's in there. 1-1. Lilly is due to bat first when the Dodgers come up in the 5th inning. 4-1 D-backs. 1-1 to Ryan Roberts. Big curveball, little nubber back to the box. That'll be that. No runs, 1 hit, a man left at the end of 4 1/2 innings. D-backs 4, Dodgers 1. It's 4-1, bottom of the 5th inning. It'll be Lilly followed by Carroll and Miles. The top 2 in the Dodger lineup, 4 hits between them. And ball one. Of course, Kennedy's biggest problem will become his pitch count. He's now made 84 pitches, and he's only in the 5th inning. One of the things that is plaguing Kennedy, we mentioned you don't really think about foul balls. Well, of his 84 pitches, 27 have been foul balls. Two and one. And pulled foul down the line. 2-2 the count to Ted Lilly. Loney batting practice jersey given out today. We have a nice crowd enjoying a beautiful afternoon. 2-2. Out away. Hope you make your plans. You have Milwaukee tomorrow night and Tuesday night. Monday night Sean Markham, and Tuesday night old friend Randy Wolf. And then the Giants will be in Wednesday night and Thursday night. Lilly hits one high into the gap, but Young on the dead run makes the play. So Lilly hits it a long way, and we have one out. Nice running catch by Chris Young in center. Now Jamie Carroll. Carroll and Miles have the 4 Dodger hits. Jamie has single to right, double to left. Miles single to left, single to right. And it was Miles single that cashed in Carroll who had doubled. And that's been the Dodger offense. Jamie has his average now to 324, which reminds us about what's going on with Rafael Furcal. He hit left-handed yesterday, said he felt good. He is taking a full batting practice now, is Furcal. That means left-handed and right-handed. Remember, that right thumb is what he broke head first in San Francisco. And they're saying in 2 days there will be a left-hander going against Albuquerque, and Furcal will then bat. So we'll see. 1-1. Meanwhile, you can't really ask much more from Jamie Carroll. A 324 batting average. 2-1. And that's a strike around the letters. 2-2 the count to Jamie. Pretty good fastball at 94. A lot of thinking going on with Carroll right now. Little ground ball to third. Nice pick by Ryan Roberts to get him. 2 down in the 5th inning. Although he is making a lot of pitches, Ryan Roberts saving him on a good play. So suddenly 2 out here in the 5th inning. Kennedy's only walked 1, but strikeouts naturally and foul balls really pile up, and he has 8 strikeouts. Ball 1. And that's hit foul. 1-1 to Aaron Miles. Kennedy is starting to get some outs. By that, he has retired 8 in a row now. The last base hit, Miles single to right in the 3rd inning. I don't think anybody in his wildest dreams expected Carroll to be hitting 324 and Miles hitting 288. That's what they're doing. Little ground ball, Kelly Johnson, and finally Kennedy gets an easy inning. 1, 2, 3 on a minimum number of pitches. It's still 4-1 Arizona. Oh, well, on this day in 1941, an outfielder named Joe DiMaggio went 1 for 4. The base hit was a single. That was the beginning of the 56-game streak. How the Yankees came out, they got killed. They lost 13-1. Let's go back to this one. So Lilly going back to work. And foul ball, 0-1 the count. Ian Kennedy had a 15-pitch fifth inning. He has now made 98 pitches. And the Dodgers have hit 30 foul balls. 0-2 to Montero, hit by a pitch. Had an infield single. Off the plate, 1-2 the count. Yeah, so when DiMaggio started his streak, the Yankees lost. And during that 56-game streak, the Yankees won 41 of the 56. Navarro can't make the play. Still 1-2 the count. I'm sure Navarro needs those shades, whipping off the mask and then looking up into that sky. And Montero would certainly empathize with him. One and two. Ground ball, backhanded, smothered by Loney. Nice play. So Montero losing a base hit. Good play by Dave Loney. One out, and Gerardo Parra coming up. Backhanded, hold on to it, get up and go to the bag. Gerardo Parra, a good bunt for a base hit in the second inning. Last time up, fly to left. And foul ball, 0-1. You don't think of Lilly as a strikeout pitcher. He's got 5 today. Little ground ball to Miles, 2 down. And Kennedy coming up. But it should be noted in talking about Ted Lilly, he became the 17th active player with 1,500 or more strikeouts. Ian Kennedy sacrifice, fly to center, 0 for 1. Ted trying to get him and have a quick 1-2-3 inning. Right. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 6th, Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, and James Loney. 0-2. Milwaukee and the Giants back to back. Then the Dodgers go out on the road. After the Giant game, the Dodgers go to Chicago and play the White Sox for 3, Houston for 3. Curveball misses, 2-2. Two-two pitch. And line to left field. Gwynn going back and gloves it. So it's a 1-2-3 inning. Big play by Loney to take an extra base hit away from Montero. And we're heading for the bottom of the 6th. 4-1 D-backs. The second hitter was Kelly Johnson. We'll put the freeze cam on it. A sliding catch by Tony Gwynn on a little fly ball into shallow left field. Big play. And then Justin Upton came up and hit a line drive that was one-handed by Juan Castro. So now in the bottom of the 6th inning, it will be Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, and James Loney. Ethier is 0 for 2. He has reached safely in 37 straight games. 4-1 in favor of Arizona. They scored all 4 in the 2nd. Home runs by Nady and Roberts. Dodgers got a run in the 3rd. The combination of Carroll and Miles. Ball 1. As Merlin Vasquez, a right-hander, gets up now. Remember Kennedy's pitch count. He's now made 99 pitches. And that's number 100. So coming off 116 pitches against the Giants, the foul balls, of which have been 30, have been his biggest enemy. In there. He has struck out 8 while walking just 1. For the boy from La Quinta High School, Huntington Beach, putting on a show. 2-2, another foul ball. Last year, left-handers hit .218 against him. And a lazy fly ball. Upton has to come up for it. So 1 away here in the 6th inning. Andre 0 for 3 as he goes back to the dugout. And now Matt Kemp. Kemp walked in the 1st inning and struck out in the 3rd. Matt hitting .333, 7 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Line foul down the line, 0-1. Ian Kennedy out there, it's not been all beer and Skittles by any means for him. In high school, senior year, he broke his kneecap. That really set him back. Fastball low. And then 2 years ago, he had what they call a finger vasospasm on his right hand. It cut off the flow of blood to the fingers due to the spasm in the blood vessel. So he spent most of the rest of that season, 09, on the DL. Finally had to have surgery to repair an aneurysm. Well, he's had a lot of reasons why he's really just starting to pitch. A drive into right center. Young at the track, at the wall, and is there to put the glove on it. So Matt Kemp, a long out to right center. Chris Young, who does a great job covering a lot of ground out there.
James Loney.
Chris, as it looks like the breeze cut the bottom right out of the ball. That's why he had to one-hand it the way he did. I mean, it just died on him. He had a little bit of an ice cream cone sticking up. As the ball gets in the glove, it rolls right up to the tip, vanilla or chocolate. So a good play by Chris, 2 out. And the batter now, James Loney, fly to center and struck out. Ball 1. Mike McDougal gets up in the Dodger bullpen. We're in the 6th, 4-1 Arizona. That's a strike. For Loney, he struck out in the 3rd inning, but it was a 9-pitch at bat. 1-1. Ball 2. Last time Kennedy went out, he struck out 8. He has 8 today. He's really unraveling a string now. 10 in a row. Fastball, one hopper, trapped there by Stephen Drew. That'll be that. So down goes Loney and the Dodgers, 11 in a row retired by Kennedy, and he walks off at the end of 6, leading 4-1. 4-1 in favor of Arizona. We can match up the two starting pitchers, Ted Lilly along with Ian Kennedy. The first thing that jumps out at you, Kennedy made a lot of pitches, 112. However, he's only allowed one. Ted struggling, not that he walked the house, he only walked two, but every time you looked up, if you were with us, you know the count was 1 ball and no strikes, and he gave up a couple of home runs back to back. Ted did strike out 5. Kennedy has struck out 8. Ian might very well go one more inning. We'll see. He has made 112 pitches. Interesting thing about Ted Lilly, who is now out of the game. Remember, he used to pitch for the Cubs at Wrigley Field. And now, when you look at those, what they call splits, day and night, Ted today, his record is 0-2 with an earned run average of 7.7 in the daylight. Lilly at night is 3-1 with a great ERA of 2.7. It was no surprise that Billingsley pitched well yesterday in the daylight. He's done that all of his career. So Chris Young facing Mike McDougall. 1 ball and no strikes. McDougall is 6'3", 190 out of Las Vegas. Lives Marco Island in Florida. Two and 0 the count. Young grounded to third, had a scoring fly ball and fly to center. Chris 0 for 2, but he's done a fine job covering a lot of ground out in center field. 2-0. And ball 3. McDougall has had quite a career as he faces Young. McDougall, a first-round pick by the Royals back in 1999. He went to school at Wake Forest. That's a strike. Young thinking it was ball 4, and the count goes to 3-1. Young, Johnson, and Upton. That's a strike. 3-2. Young turning to say something to Manny Gonzalez. McDougall has done a good job. Hitters are batting only .225 against him, and he has 9 strikeouts. And popped up left side, fouled round. Castro, no play. Kenley Jansen has appeared in back-to-back games, so it's doubtful they would call upon him. Kenley throwing hard, struck out a bunch in a brief appearance. With Quo and Hawksworth sidelined along with Broxton. Ground foul, sounded cracked, sure does. However, yeah, it took him a while to hear the twang. Sounded like it up here. 3-2 the count. Young, Johnson, and Upton, and if anybody gets on, Stephen Drew. Young out of Houston, Texas. He and James Loney were on rival high school teams. Played in a big championship game. In that game, Young wound up breaking his arm in a collision with a teammate. Another foul ball out of play. Chris is 6'2", 185. They kept him quiet today except for the scoring fly ball. He was first in the league in home runs against left-handers. Half of his home runs, 4 of the 8. Got a piece and down he goes. So McDougall comes in to nail Chris Young, and with 1 out, the batter will be Kelly Johnson.
Number 2, Kelly Johnson.
strikeout number 1 for McDougal. That would be 6 Diamondbacks that have struck out today. So far, 8 Dodgers have gone down. However, Kennedy has not had a strikeout in the last 2 innings. Ball 1. Kelly, a pretty good hitter, but he strikes out a lot. 1-1. And of course, Johnson right now, you can't, on numbers, you can't call him a good hitter. Hitting just 181. But he has power. One and 2 the count. Kelly, by striking out twice today, has struck out 47 times. With 6 strikeouts today, the Diamondbacks as a team has struck out over 300 times. This time Kelly gets the bat on it and gets himself a base hit. So Johnson with 1 out, single left. That'll bring up Justin Upton. You know, a reminder, Tuesday at 7:10, Dodgers and Brewers. And you can take home your very own Clayton Kershaw bobblehead, courtesy of Bank of America. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. Clayton Kershaw, what a gem the other night. 7 innings, no runs, 11 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Remarkable. With Johnson at first and 1 out, Justin Upton 0 for 3 coming up. Robbed of a hit by Castro in the very first inning. Johnson over at first base has stolen 6. In fact, he's perfect. He's stolen 6 out of 6. Four to 1 in favor of Arizona. Last year, the Dodgers beat the D-backs 13 of the 18 times. Right now, they've split the first 2 of 3. 1-0. Hard to put a play on with Upton. It's not just that he strikes out, but he's very high up there as far as swinging and missing, period. Not this time. Base hit up the middle. So with 1 out, back-to-back singles by Johnson and Upton, and that'll bring up Stephen Drew.
Coming to the plate, number 6, Stephen Drew.
So the Dodgers struggling in the bullpen because of injuries. We mentioned earlier they brought up Javi Guerra from Chattanooga since they had to put Blake Hawksworth on the DL. So McDougal in his 16th game facing Stephen Drew. Drew has walked, singled again. 2 for 2. Scott Elbert, the left-hander, gets up now in the Dodger bullpen. You have to get down in the lineup, however. You have to get to Montero after Drew before you get to another left-hander. So Elbert getting ready. Elbert, in a sense, replacing Quo. 1 ball and no strikes. 2 on, 1 out. 4 to 1 Arizona. Popped up left field. Tony Gwynn makes the play, and the runners hold on. Tony had a long way to go, but the ball was a mile high. So 2 out, 2 on, and Xavier Nady. Nady came up in the second inning after Drew had walked and promptly hit it in the bleachers for a 2-run home run. But since then, he has struck out twice. Nady has 1 home run, 10 runs batted in, hitting .273. Oh and 1. Xavier Nady, a lot of talent. He became the 18th player to be drafted and go straight to the big leagues. But then he went back to the minor leagues for just about 2 years. As we mentioned, he's had Tommy John surgery twice. Oh and 2. For Xavier, he's got some athletic genes. His dad played baseball at Boston College and the University of Colorado. He's a college football referee when he's not practicing law in Salinas. They call him X. That's his nickname. Originally drafted by the Padres. Oh boy. You hit a home run in the second inning and then you strike out 3 times. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left at the end of 6½. 4-1 Arizona, and now we'll have God Bless America and Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise and join in the singing of God Bless America. Accompanied by Nancy B. Please welcome back Roxy Darr.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the ocean wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home. Thank you.
Roxy Darr.
Arizona leading 4-1. They've led since the second inning when they scored all four. Dodgers have come back with only one thus far. However, for the Dodgers, they will not see any more of Ian Kennedy. Kennedy went a strong 6, retired 11 in a row, struck out 8. And one of the things that bothered Kennedy, of course, the pitch count. He made 112 pitches and over 30 foul balls just add to it. So Esmeralda Vasquez starts with a strike to Deonna Navarro. Navarro catching today has struck out and popped up. Juan Uribe is on deck to bat for Juan Castro. 0-1. Vasquez from the Dominican, 6'1" on the skinny side at about 170. He'll be 28 in November. 1-2. So Kennedy made 112 pitches. Had his career high on the last game, 116, so that might have taken a little bit out of him. Boy, he was tough enough. 8 strikeouts and retiring the last 11. 1-2. 2-2. In fact, Kennedy was only bothered by the top 2 hitters in the Dodger lineup. Carroll with 2 hits and Miles with 2 hits, and they combined. Carroll doubled, Miles singled for the only Dodger run. 2-2. Little foul out of play. Esmeralda has pretty good fastball. They clocked him as high as 96. Curve and change. Signed by the Diamondbacks back in 2003. Ball 3. The Diamondback bullpen has done a very good job. And yesterday, Aaron Heilman and then J.J. Putz. The bullpen with a solid earned run average of 3 and not giving up much. And there goes Navarro. So he's 0 for 3, striking out twice. 9 Dodgers have walked the plank. And the batter now will be Uribe, batting for Castro, and then Juan figures to take over at third base. So Castro flied to left, struck out.
Your attention, please. For the Dodgers,
here's Uribe.
Juan Uribe.
Uribe and Vasquez in the past. Uribe 1 for 5. Ball 1. The bullpen at this stage for Arizona, we mentioned a solid ERA of 3. Last year at this stage it was 7.5. So they have really improved. They have also saved 70% of the opportunities. And they've just been downright very, very effective. Pop foul. No chance. So Nady gave it a look, but that's all. 1 away. The last 12 Dodgers in a row have gone down. The last Dodger hit was Aaron Miles singled in the right field to drive in the only Dodger run. Of course, let's face it, when the game began, to be honest, you look at the Dodger lineup and you figured they would certainly have trouble scoring some runs. That's a little low. A lineup that featured Navarro, Castro, Gwynn, Lilly at the bottom. So really pitch carefully to Carroll and Miles and pitch around Ethier and Kemp. And there's ball 4. So the Dodgers get a base runner for the first time since Miles singled in the third inning. And the batter now, Tony Gwynn, and Gwynn's going to give way to Jay Gibbons. So Gibbons coming off to bat with the Dodgers down 4-1. Everything the Dodgers did yesterday failed. Remember, they had a runner at third. Navarro came up and struck out, and then Gibbons came up and hit a fly ball, but the fly ball was too late. So Jay 1 for 11. Just in case you haven't been following the team, he's had problem with his eyes going all the way back to spring training. Jerry Sands is on deck. Sands would bat for McDougal. Montero out to talk to Ismerling. One ball and no strikes. The Dodger bench, they're 11 for 55. That's a strike. Dodgers have 2 pinch hit home runs. 6 runs batted in. 1-1 to count. Two and 1 to count. Vasquez last year, left-handers hit .224 against him with only 2 home runs. He's had a reputation of being very inconsistent. Dodgers are hoping that that will hold up today. So he got Navarro, but then he walked Uribe, and he's behind 3-1 to Gibbons, and then Sands, representing the potential tying run, on deck. They get Sam Demmel, a right-hander, up in the pen. 3-2 to Jay Gibbons. Four to 1 in favor of Arizona. They scored all 4 in the second. The Dodgers came back with 1 in the third. That's it. Gibbons out of Cal State Long Beach. Foul back. Makes his home in Maryland. One away. Breeze picks up again, blowing out to right field. 3-2. Foul back. Vasquez has given up 2 home runs in 13 innings. And with a left-hand hitter up there and the breeze blowing out to right field, you know what the Dodgers are hoping for. Three and 2. Uribe is not gone. Fouled away. We talked about Ian Kennedy and the fact it hasn't always been so easy with him, breaking a kneecap and then the finger problem. Vasquez has had his own problems. He hurt his right shoulder trying to catch a bunt. He made the catch, but he landed heavily and heard something pop, and he tore the labrum. He had to have surgery. Still foul back. So Jay Gibbons, who knows all about fighting a handicap, you can just imagine. First, he had the wrong contacts. They weren't fitted properly. They kept falling out. Then they found out the prescription was wrong. This will be the 10th pitch, so he's giving it a battle wearing the shades. Foul tipped, and down he goes. So Gibbons strikes out. And with 2 out, Uribe at first. Jerry Sands coming up. So Vasquez picks up a couple of strikeouts. 10 Dodgers have bitten the dust today. With Vasquez picking up 2, he has struck out 12 and walked 4. So Jerry hitting 200. A nice article in today's LA Times about Jerry Sands, his background, his family. He's a country boy. Ball 1. We had notes that he was born in Middletown, New York, and lives in Clayton, North Carolina. I think Bill Shakin says the town where he lives in now is Smithfield. Foul back. And of course, if you are any kind of a culinary expert, you hear Smithfield and you think of hams. But the Smithfield ham, I understand from the article, really comes from Virginia. 1-1. And that's going to go foul out of play. What do you mean it's dull? Talking about hams. The Dodgers have 1 run, 4 hits. We're now in the 7th inning. 10 of them have struck out. We're talking about hams here. Not Mattingly. So the Dodgers using 3 pinch hitters in the inning. Uribe walked, Gibbons struck out. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Foul back. There's Merling Vasquez. He made an impression 2 years ago. Left-handers hit about 190 against him. 2-2. He's throwing in the low 90s. Hit 93 with that high fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 7th inning, 4-1 in favor of Arizona. And a high fly ball into right center, very playable. Upton says he will take care of it, and does. So down go the Dodgers in the 7th with a walk and nothing else. And at the end of 7, 4-1 Arizona. Home run, and then Ryan Roberts hit a home run that made it 3-0. The Diamondbacks scramble for another, and they've been holding on to a 4-1 lead since the third inning. Meanwhile, for the Dodgers, they've used Lilly, McDougald, and now Scott Elbert. They've made 2 changes besides the pitcher. Juan Uribe, who batted for Castro, stays in the game, batting and playing third base. Jerry Sands, who batted for McDougald, stays in the game in left field, bats 9th. Gibbons batted for Gwynn, so Scott Elbert will go in the number 8 slot in the Dodger lineup and face Ryan Roberts. Ball 1. Roberts homered, walked, hit back to the box. 4 runs, 7 hits for Arizona. 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Fouled away. Dodgers have not had a hit since the third inning, and they've had only 1 base runner since the third inning, and that was the 1-out walk to Uribe. When Arizona came here, we had heard that their pitching had improved, and it certainly has. Winning a tough game 1-0 yesterday and holding the Dodgers to 1 run so far today. And Kirk Gibson was also very happy with his bullpen. So Ryan Roberts with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Scott Elbert picking up the slack here. Roberts with a lot of tattoos, but he tattooed the ball in the second inning. Of course, one of the tattoos he has, probably the most inspirational, it's on his left arm. Above his initials, they're RR, are the words, "Only the strong survive." And that's his code. And he did not survive that time, and down he goes. So it's interesting. You take the home runs by Nady and Roberts. Nady homered in the second inning and struck out 3 times since. Roberts homered after Nady in the second inning, and he is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And now the batter is Miguel Montero. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 8th inning, Carroll, Miles, and Ethier. And we can duck in a final. The Padres have just defeated the Rockies 8-2. Matt Latos got his first win in the last 12 starts going back to last year. Ryan Ludwig at Coors Field found a home there. He'd been hitting over 400 at Coors Field. And sure enough, Ludwig hit a 3-run home run, and the Padres took 2 out of 3 in Colorado. And the recently recalled right-hander Javi Guerra begins to warm up in the Dodger bullpen, just arriving on the Chattanooga Choo-Choo. 1-2 to Montero. Scott Elbert, he's out of Joplin, Missouri, lives in Seneca, Missouri. He was a first-round pick by the Dodgers in 2004. Foul back. Scott Elbert, 6'1", 215. He was a top running back as a junior in high school. Ran for about 2,500 yards. But he decided to give up football in his senior year, concentrate on baseball, and it certainly paid off. That's going to go foul. We talked about Ian Kennedy being a first-round pick by the Yankees and getting, I believe, over a $2 million bonus. Scott Elbert got a little more than $1.5 million. Scott just celebrated a birthday Friday. Born on Friday the 13th, 1985. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, that takes care of Montero. So Scott Elbert comes in, strikes out the first 2 that he faces. That means the last 3 Diamondbacks have struck out. So 9 Diamondbacks have struck out, and 10 Dodgers have gone down on strikes. And here is Gerardo Parra. Bunt for a base hit, fly to left, grounded out. Uribe's pretty far back, considering he might try to bunt. Ball 1. Now Juan came up a little bit. Parra hitting in the 250s. One and one the count. Elbert in 14 innings at Albuquerque struck out 16. Though Parra with a 1-1 count. Slap down the left field line, foul back into the crowd. 1-2 the count. Don't forget, Milwaukee will be here Monday and Tuesday nights. Sean Markham tomorrow night. Randy Wolf Tuesday night. And then the Giants, the world champion Giants, the division leading Giants. They'll be here Wednesday and Thursday nights. Giants have been playing very well. They had a big homestand. They've won 8 of the last 10 going into today's action. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jammed him. Parra examining the bat. Still 2-2. Elba with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. 4-1 Diamondbacks, 8th inning. And got him. Fastball outside corner. So Scott Elbert comes in and strikes out the side. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th. 4-1 Arizona. Bottom of the 8th inning with Arizona leading the Dodgers 4-1. Jamie Carroll, Aaron Miles, Andre Ethier against a right-hander big guy, David Hernandez. 6'3", 215, pretty deceptive delivery and a strike. He's from Sacramento, and he was a big man in junior college up there. He was actually drafted 3 times by the Rockies, the Diamondbacks, and the Orioles. Pitched for the Orioles, and this December the Diamondbacks sent their third baseman Mark Reynolds to Baltimore, and they got Hernandez and another right-hander, Nicolia. So David Hernandez, 26 years old. Fastball, curve, changeup. By the way, we were talking about Scott Elbert, born on May the 13th. David Hernandez, born May the 13th. Same year. Foul ball down the line, out of play. So the late relievers, Elbert and Hernandez, sharing a birthday. Friday the 13th, but back in 1985. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Diamondbacks. 1 run, 4 hits for the Dodgers. Neither team has much going on since the 3rd inning. And inside corner, Carroll knew it, and he's done. 1 away in the 8th inning.
Second baseman, number 6, Aaron Miles.
So that would mean 11 Dodgers have struck out today. 10 Diamondbacks. So a lot of air conditioning going on here this afternoon. Yeah, we have a lot of fans. Paid attendance, by the way, 40,654. 40654. Come to think of it, we've had a lot of foul balls. So it's a beautiful day and a lovely crowd on hand. Hope you'll include us in your plans. Monday or Tuesday nights with Milwaukee. Wednesday and Thursday nights with the Giants. Then the next homestand, it will be Florida and Colorado. 0-1. In the dirt to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. David Hernandez. Of course, Mark Reynolds, although he struck out an awful lot, was a very important player for Arizona. Though for them to trade Reynolds for David Hernandez, Hernandez has got to be pretty good himself. Hernandez came up to Baltimore in 2009, then very briefly again in 2010, and here he is. One and 2. Miles 2 for 3, and takes a pitch high and bangs it into center. That thing might have been out of the strike zone. Didn't make any difference. Aaron at 5'8" comes up with his 3rd hit. So the Dodgers have 5 hits on the top of the lineup. Carroll is 2 for 4. Miles 3 for 4. And now the so-called big hitters, Ethier, Kemp, and Loney. Ethier trying to extend, reaching 38 straight, but he is 0 for 3. Struck out, fly to center, fly to right, and lifts one in the air down the line. Curving foul, coming over on the line and making the catch is Upton, and holding on at first base is Miles. So a towering foul ball for an out. 2 down. And so Ethier now is 0 for 3, but we're in the 8th inning. So April 1st was the last time he failed to reach base, and he is running out of at-bats now for sure. Two out in the 8th, and Matt Kemp walked, struck out, fly to center. In looking at the Dodger lineup today, quick look, only Aaron Miles has failed to strike out. Oh and 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 out, 8th inning, 4-1 Arizona. Arizona with Kennedy, Vasquez, and Hernandez. Kennedy a great 6 innings. 1 and 1. 1 and 2. Miles, the first and the last Dodger base runner. The last base runner they had in the 3rd, and the first to reach here in the 8th. 2 and 2. Matt hitting .331, 7 home runs, 25 runs batted in. Today is walked, struck out, fly to center. Down he goes. So Matt Kemp strikes out a second time. That means 12 Dodgers have bitten the dust, and it's still 4-1 Arizona. Arizona holding on to a 4-1 lead as we go to the top of the 9th inning. For the Dodgers, Scott Elbert stays out on the mound, and Melvin Mora will come up and bat for David Hernandez.
Leading off the 9th inning, pinch hitting number 4, Melvin Mora.
Melvin Mora, a good ball player who will forever be remembered for the fact that he is the father of quintuplets. Don Mattingly going out to talk to Elbert, and they're going to take out Elbert. All he did was strike out the side, and now they'll look at Javi Guerra, who's just called up and will be back. Lilly, Mike McDougal, Scott Elbert, and now Javier Guerra is a young fella out of Denton, Texas. He was a 4th-round pick out of high school by the Dodgers. He's about 6 feet, 200-pounder, and he'll be 26 at the end of October. Trying to make the jump now from Chattanooga to the Dodgers. He'll face the pinch hitter Melvin Mora. Foul back, 0-1 to count. For Guerra, fastball, slider, curveball, and working on a good change. He had Tommy John surgery 6 years ago. That'd be when he was pitching at Ogden, Utah. One ball and 1 strike. Over the top, good pitch. 1-2. So with Tommy John surgery, then in April of last year, he was on the DL with arm trouble. And in October, he was on the DL because of a hand injury. He sliced the middle finger on his pitching hand in a kitchen accident. That happens to ball players. They drop a knife or something and they immediately try to catch it. And usually they catch the blade. Shot off his foot. Has a chance to pick it up. 1 away. So Mora losing a possible base hit. Play goes 1-3 and 1 away in the 9th inning. Now the batter will be Chris Young. Young is grounded to third, had a scoring fly ball.
Center fielder,
fly to center and
Chris
struck
Young.
out. So Javier Guerra gets his first out in the big leagues on a comebacker off his foot. J.J. Putz begins to warm up now in the Arizona bullpen. He's their closer. 0-1. Interesting moment seeing a youngster make his major league debut. Crack bat, little flare, it will drop for a base hit. The Young didn't hit it hard, but he's still strong enough with a quick enough bat to single to left.
Batting next, number 2, second baseman Kelly Johnson.
8 hits now for the Diamondbacks, and it's interesting how the 8 hits go right down the line, with the exception of Montero, who was hit by a pitch. So here's Johnson. Flied to left. That was a sliding catch by Tony Gwynn. Struck out twice, single to left. Gary Sands is finishing up in left field. So 1 out, 9th inning, 4-1 D-backs, trying to make it 2 out of 3. Last year, the Dodgers won 7 of 9 from Arizona here. So here the Diamondbacks are trying to come up with as many wins in the first series as they had all year against the Dodgers here at Dodger Stadium. 1 ball and no strikes. Two and 0. On deck, Justin Upton. Young, a good base runner, watching Guerra. Kelly Johnson, 1 for 4, having struck out twice. Young, meanwhile, trying to study Guerra's move without being picked off. That's what he wants. Wants to see a good move, not the commercial move that he would try to sell you as if that's my best move. Two balls, one strike. And there he goes in a set position, and they throw and get him. So Chris Young was trying to get a jump, and Garrett, out of the set, just turned and threw to Carroll. So Young pays the price. 2 out in the 9th inning, and a 2-1 count to Kelly Johnson. Two and two. To look ahead, when the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 9th, they will have Loney, Navarro, and Uribe. They've already used Uribe, Gibbons, and Sands, keeping Uribe and Sands in the game. So they still have Russ Mitchell and the catcher Rod Barajas. So Johnson strikes out a 3rd time. No runs, 1 hit. Nice debut for Javi Garrett. And we're heading to the bottom of the 9th, 4-1 Arizona. Arizona, J.J. Putz coming in now. Putz will try to put the lid on this one. He's a big fella, 6'5", and at least 250, out of Michigan. Went to the University of Michigan and was a number 6 round pick by Seattle. With the Mariners, 1 year he had 36 saves. The next year he had 40. His father, an athlete, a football player. Putz coming over from last year where he was with the White Sox. His earned run average was 2.8. For J.J., he was a catcher until his junior year in high school, and maybe a DH. One other thing, when he lived at the University of Michigan, Tom Brady, the famous quarterback of the Patriots, lived in the dorm. But as Putz says, Brady was very low key, always spent his time looking at film. So J.J. Putz, last we checked, he was about 3 classes shy of his degree in sports management at Michigan. Loney slices one, foul. James flied to center, struck out, grounded to short. For J.J. Putz, by the way, his wife was a 2-time All-American softball player at Michigan. She was a second baseman. And Putz apparently is in the right job, because they asked him what you would do if you weren't a major league pitcher. And he said, I'd probably be a fireman. My grandfather was a fireman. And technically, that's his role in baseball. 1-2. He was very popular in Seattle. In fact, let's see, can we get kind of a close-up of him? Does he still have the soul patch? I think. Doesn't look like it's there. Well, when he was with the Mariners, he was so popular with those 76 saves. They had a soul patch night in Seattle, and the first 20,000 fans received replica soul patches to mimic the one that he had. But it looks like leaving Seattle, he has gotten rid of it. It took the soul train. 1-2. Still 1-2. Would you believe this? Remember, we were talking, if you were with us earlier, with Ian Kennedy, and how Kennedy had a high pitch count because the Dodgers had 30 foul balls. As of right now, the Dodgers have fouled off 50 pitches. 50. And a fly ball to shallow left could be trouble. A diving try, no catch. Ball going down the line, and Loney will stop at second with the double. The Gerardo Parra trying to come a long way with a left-hand hitter up there. Gerardo was way from the line and just missed it. The ball had to be retrieved by Stephen Drew. So Loney will take the fly ball double to left, and the batter now, Dion Navarro. Navarro struck out, popped up, struck out again. Juan Uribe, who stayed in the game after hitting for Castro, is on deck. 0-1 to count to Dion Navarro. Putz with 13 strikeouts and 4 walks, so he's usually right around the plate. Loney at second. 9th inning, 4-1 D-backs. 1-1. We're talking about the fireman of his grandfather, etc. His brother is a fireman in Taylor, Michigan. 1-2. Putz spent a little time with the Mets. Then went to the White Sox, and he has a 2-year deal with Arizona this year and next. And in the dirt, Navarro strikes out a 3rd time. Strikeout number 1 for Putz. 13 Dodgers have struck out. Navarro having a particularly tough day. And now here's Uribe, who walked as a pinch hitter and then stayed in the game. Rod Barajas comes out on deck, and he would bat for Guerra. Foul ball, 0-1. 4 runs, 8 hits. No errors for Arizona. 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. 1-1. So going all the way back to the second inning, the home run by Nady, the home run by Roberts. Then at the other end, there was a bunt by Parry in that inning. And the 4 runs that the Diamondbacks scored in the second still standing up. 1-1 to Uribe. No swing. 2-1. So Loney got a fly ball double to left. Navarro has struck out. And Uribe hitting 200. 2-1. Almost threw that away. 3-1. One thing that's very tough, although it doesn't look like it's bothering him so much, but Putz is the 8th pitcher in this game. So all of a sudden you walk to the mound and 7 different pitchers have been striding and landing in maybe 7 different areas. 3-1 the count to Uribe. Very high, not even close. So now suddenly Rod Barajas, who is certainly a long ball threat, represents the tying run. And Putz, J.J. Putz, certainly looked very uncomfortable on those pitches to Uribe. And Montero going out to talk to him. Hitchman, Lilly, McDougal, Elbert, and Guerra for the Dodgers. Kennedy, Vasquez, Hernandez, and Putz now for Arizona. Rod Barajas has 7 home runs, 14 runs batted in, hitting .235. Barajas, by the way, is 5 for 11 against Putz. And ball 1. Interesting that Juan Uribe would walk twice late in the game. He had 6 walks the entire year and picks up 2 back-to-back. Meanwhile, Putz is not putting that ball in the strike zone. 1 out. And that's on the corner. Barajas, basically a fly ball hitter. Actually, that or a strikeout. 7 home runs of his 27 hits. He also has 3 doubles. And a high fly ball into center. Back goes Young on the track at the wall to make the catch. The Rod almost tied it up. Instead, a long out. See, he definitely is a fly ball hitter. I just looked it up. He's only grounded into 1 double play, so that was not going to be the problem. So 2 out. And Jerry Sands, who flied to right in the 7th inning as a pinch hitter, now coming up. Sands 0 for 1, hitting .197, 9 runs batted in. 2 on, 2 out, 4-1 Arizona, 9th inning. Dodgers came so close on that ball by Barajas. So the veteran and the kid match up right now. Putz and Sands. Ball 1. Putz basically fastball, slider, change, and he also has a splitter, which he added a couple of years ago. And basically, they say most of the time now it's fastball splitter. At the strike, 1-1. When he was with the Mariners, Eddie Guardado taught him the splitter, and it's become a big pitch for him. 1-1. Sands with his foot in the door. 1-2. So Loney with a pop fly double, and Uribe a walk. The long out by Barajas. And here's Sands with Puts trying to close it, Gary trying to extend it, and on deck, Jamie Carroll. One and two. 2-2. Jamie Carroll and Aaron Miles today were 5 for 8. And from the third, after that single by Miles, the Dodgers were completely shut down. They were 0 for 21, the rest of the team, until Loney got the pop fly double here in the 9th inning. So deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. 4-1 Arizona. Pulled foul. Haven't seen young Sands pull the ball that much. A lot of his balls have gone to the right side, right center, and down the right field line. When he first came up, the word was that he has very, very good power to right center. They're playing him very deep. Fanned out straight away. 2-2. Fouled away upstairs off to the right. 40,654. Saw the D-backs score 4 in the second inning, and the Dodgers unable to recover. Came back with 1 in the third and have been stymied ever since. So Loney at second, Uribe at first, 2 away. 2-2 to Jerry Sands. And he goes all the way. So the Dodgers get a slight offensive break. The runners will be going 3-2. Not particular speed out there with Loney and Uribe. And a lot of the folks on their feet now rooting for Sands. 3-2. Runners go. And a high pop fly off first base. Nady coming over, battling the glare. Can't make the play. So Sands still alive. Xavier could not quite get the glove on it. Tough play, all things considered, especially that high sky. And especially for a visiting player. The old story from the Music Man, you gotta know the territory. So they'll crank it up again. 3-2, runners go. This will be a 9-pitch at bat for Jerry Sands. High pop foul. They're going to try it again. Fair ball, in fact. And this time it's going to be Johnson behind Nady to make the catch. So Sands pops it up to the right side. The Dodgers no runs, 1 hit. They leave 2, and this one is in the books. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the D-backs. 1 run, 6 hits, and no errors for the Dodgers. The winner, Ian Kennedy, he's 4-1. And the loser, Ted Lilly, he is 3-4. Tomorrow